Hi everyone, Greeno here and welcome to another video here on my Greeno Eats channel. Now today, as you can see, I am stood in my kitchen. That means a little bit of home cooked food, well, cooking after a fashion anyway. We're going to be using the air fryer mostly, I think. So, food is just getting more and more expensive everywhere, isn't it? Eating out is getting prohibitively expensive, and even the supermarkets, the prices are way up on this time last year. It's getting very hard to feed a family. So that's why it's welcome news that Iceland have brought out a bunch of products that are available for just £1, kind of like a value range if you like. Now there's things in there like frozen pasta dishes, there's burgers, bits and bobs like that. But today what I'm going to be looking at is this. So we have 2 battered fish fillets. Now this is £1, okay? So 50p per fillet of fish. That sounds pretty cheap to me. Whether it's good or not remains to be seen. But my challenge today, therefore, is to make fish, chips and mushy peas for less than £1 a portion. Can it be done? Let's go take a look. So this is what we have got. This is the fish here. It doesn't look too small. According to the box, this is skinless and boneless formed Alaska pollock. So it's not an actual genuine fillet. I guess it's made out of the little offcuts and whatever, and they put it all together in a crispy kind of batter there, you can see. It doesn't look too different to your bog standard kind of frozen fish you get in the freezer section. So that's 50p. I've got some chips here, which I've got out of Tesco's Maris Piper potatoes. You'll see I've decided to leave the skin on, partly because it's better for you, and partly because you get more chips that way. You're not throwing all the peelings in the bin. Now this is just under 250 grams of potato in there. I've got it soaking in water to get some of the starch out. These are 68p a kilo, so we'll call it maybe 16 pence worth or 15 pence worth of potato there or thereabouts. We also have a tin here of Tesco's mushy peas. Now I'm going to use half of this tin, and this is 55 pence a tin. I know you can get it cheaper. In fact, even Tesco's have a cheaper option than this one, but this is the one I just happen to have in my cupboard right now. So that's the one we're going to use. I think you can get mushy peas for about sort of 30-40p a tin, so you could make it even cheaper in that case. So, let's say I reckon this is like 50p, we'll call this 16p, shall we? And 28p for half a tin of the peas, which, if my maths is anything to go by, works out at 94 pence. Oh, these are 6 pence of budget left over. I might even be able to get a slice of bread and butter out of this. Right, I've drained the potatoes off and patted them dry with some kitchen paper. Just a little spray of oil and a little bit of salt on there, and they're going to cook up nicely in the air fryer. They should take about 25 minutes, I reckon. The fish, it says on the box, 14 minutes in the air fryer. So we'll get the chips going first, then we'll bung the fish in. It can all go in together. Warm half a tin of the peas up, and I'll bring you back when it's all done. So we just hit the 14-minute mark to go on the air fryer. As you can see, the chips are coming along quite nicely. It's time for that bit of fish to get in there. I think I'll turn it over halfway through the cooking process, give the chips another little shake up, and then we'll get the mushy peas on too. So let's have a little look at the finished dish. So we have the fish here, which looks to have cooked up quite nicely. A nice golden colour on that batter there. A good portion of chips. And again, a good portion of mushy peas. I reckon that tin probably could have done about 3 portions rather than me having half of it. It's a 150 gram portion there of mushy peas. Overall, for 94 pence, that looks pretty good to me. Okay then folks, we are in the infamous dining room with everyone's favourite wallpaper on the wall there. And here is my lunch. So we have this fish, which has crisped up pretty well. It's not bad at all. We've got a good portion of chips there. They're kind of more like fries, I guess, than chips. I did cut them quite small. And that really nice portion, as you can see there, of the mushy peas. Just the right sort of colour. I quite like these Tesco mushy peas. I've added a little crack of black pepper into them. I think that sort of zhuzhes them up a little bit. But overall, like I said, for 94 pence, you can't go wrong. And like I said before, that leaves me enough in the budget for a slice of bread and butter. And of course, to go with fish chips and mushy peas, you need a mug of tea, don't you? Oh, spot on. Right, let's start with this fish, shall we? What I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it in half first, and we'll give you a little look at the inside. Like I say, this is kind of formed fish, so it probably won't be flaky in the way that a normal fillet would be. Here we go. Take a little look at this, if you can. There we are. It looks like that's focusing now. It doesn't look too bad in there. Sometimes pollock can be a little bit grey looking, but that looks pretty good to me. We've got the mushy peas, like I say, already added a bit of pepper to those and the chips. But what we do need to do, salt. There we go. Vinegar. This is malt vinegar for anyone outside of the UK. There you go on the chips there. And in the absence of tartar sauce, I quite like having salad cream on fish and chips. So we'll put a little squirt of that there to dip into. And we are set, all sorted. Let's give it a try. So I guess the only place to start really is with the fish. I've got a piece of it here on the fork. Like I say, the smell is good. I don't think there's much difference in flavour between pollock and cod. Haddock has a more kind of distinctive, stronger flavour, but pollock, it's just another white fish, isn't it? Decent crunch to that batter. And obviously, it's not going to be comparable to your chip shop batter where it's like deep fried in oil and gets really, really crispy. These sort of pre-made ones, they always feel a little bit kind of doughy inside, but I think it looks like a nice enough piece of fish. It's got a nice colour on the batter there, and the taste of it, got no complaints about that at all. You can kind of feel as you're chewing it, it doesn't have the texture that a proper fish fillet would, where you'd be able to feel the kind of flakes coming away. This is obviously just a bit of minced fish, but I mean that's what you get in fish fingers and whatever anyway, isn't it? So let's try it with a bit of this salad cream on there. Again, salad cream, for anyone not in the know, is what we used to have in the UK before mayonnaise existed here. It's kind of like a vinegary-ish sauce made with cooked egg yolks. So it's kind of got a mayonnaise-y kind of theme to it, but with very much a British twist on it. So it's kind of a little bit sweet, fairly vinegary. That's good. Actually, that sort of sharp vinegary taste from the salad cream goes nicely with the fish. In the same way, tartar sauce, it has that sharpness, doesn't it, from bits of capers and stuff in there. Right, let's try these chips. Air fryer chips, skin on. Now, I don't normally make skin on ones in the air fryer. They're not bad. You kind of remind me a little bit of KFC chips, because they do their skin on and they're not very crispy. These are skin on and not particularly crispy. They're cooked nicely enough, but you do kind of need that oil, don't you? Obviously, just a little spray of oil on these, not enough to get that really crispy kind of texture to it. But again, the flavour's pretty good. Maris Piper potatoes make nice chips. Pretty happy with that. Let's try these mushy peas then. Now these have got a really nice consistency. They're not runny at all, as you can see. Look at that. Nice and thick. The colour is not illuminous. That always concerns me. If you go to a chip shop and get mushy peas, and you could basically use them as a torch. These are the right kind of colour, the right kind of consistency. Oh yeah. There's just something about mushy peas, isn't there? I mean, I don't know why people think it's weird. Like, you go to India, they have dal or whatever. I mean, this is basically just a kind of pulse cooked in a similar kind of way. So good. Oh, I can eat mushy peas with all sorts of things. Although I have seen some people with mushy peas on roast dinners. Can't agree with that. But with this, or with sausage mash, mushy peas, yeah, that's great. What I probably should do at this point, we'll get the bread. And again, for anyone outside of the UK, this might be a bit of a novelty. We're going to make a chip butty. So I'm going to get a little bit of my salad cream there. Put that on half of the side of the bread there. So as you can see, that's nicely spread all over the bread. And then we add a little handful of chips. In they go. And you have got a chip butty. Look at that. Who wouldn't want to eat that? Now, it's only cheap white bread. Nice thick slice of it. Very, very thin scrape of butter on there. Oh yeah. People are critical of British cuisine, or they always used to be. It's got a bit of a better reputation these days, but if a country can come up with the idea of a chip butty, they're not going too far wrong, are they? So I just wanted to bring you in a little bit closer so you can get a more of a close-up look at this fish. So here it is. Hopefully it's going to focus on there. I think it has now. So it's not that grey really, is it? I mean, people criticise pollock for being a grey fish. They like that really kind of bright, brilliant white that you get with cod and with haddock. But I think that's pretty white. Like I say, flavour-wise, I think it's comparable with cod anyway. Let me know in the comment section down below what kind of budget ideas you have for eating at the moment. Like I said at the beginning of the video, people are struggling to feed their families a lot of times at the moment, aren't they? Supermarket prices have skyrocketed and people's incomes just haven't. Everyone's getting squeezed. We're all looking for budget ideas of tasty, filling meals that can feed the family. So let me know what your kind of go-to cheap recipes are. So what do I make of this overall? Is it the top quality fish fillet? No, of course not. But value for money, 50p a fillet from Iceland. You can't odds that, can you? That is fantastic value. I think if you're feeding a family, you could do this meal, fish chips, mushy peas, easily do it for under £4. That's the kind of thing you need to be able to do right now, isn't it? Nutritionally, again, you can argue it's not the best, but mushy peas are good for you. Leaving the skin on the potatoes adds fibre to your diet. So it's not that bad, is it? There are definitely worse foods out there. Right then, folks, if you've enjoyed today's little video about how to make fish, chips and mushy peas for under £1, don't forget, leave a thumbs up on there for me. It does help the channel. And if you're new around here and you like what you've seen, why not consider clicking the subscribe button, ding your little bell for notifications, and you won't miss anything that comes up on the channel. So, I've still got a bit of a chip butty to finish, and me tea. Oh yeah, that's delicious. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.